G'day guys, King of Underworld here, back at you with part 2 to What If Deku Was the Reincarnation of Zuko. Now quickly before I get into this, I'm sure some of you may have been aware of the situation that's been going on, and where I had somebody try and want me to take down my video or change my title. I'm just going to say I'm not going to do any of those, because the story is a story, and it doesn't matter about the title as long as people can enjoy the story for what it is, and you don't take somebody's idea. That's all that matters. You can enjoy the story for what it is, not for what the title is. But yeah. Anyway, I just want to say thank you for enjoying the series, and let's get right into it. So, we start off, well, back from the last part. As well, Deku now was recovering out of the hospital, and it's been a few years since the incident. Whereas father challenged him to a fight he couldn't win, and he received that hideous scar that reminded him of his failures. As well, Deku one day was just walking through the halls as he saw a kid getting picked on by some bullies. As he steps in and, well, swiftly and readily takes them out. As he offers him a hand up, the boy said something that caused Deku to, well, kind of crack a bit. He asked him to not hurt him, as Deku was silent for a bit, as he said, "Alright. Now we're gonna get back into this part." As Deku was walking away, he just thought to himself, Am I that scary to people? Am I that angry that I seem so villainous? Why does life not give me anything I need? It never gives me anything I want. I just want to try and help people, and I can't even do that. As he hangs his head low for the rest of the day, as he walks home. On the way, he stopped by a tea shop. The Jasmine Dragon, as it was called. He stops by and says, "Hello, Uncle." "Ah, Zuko! Are you here to try some tea?" Um, I'm alright. For my nephew to not enjoy tea, what does this family become? Sometimes I can't tell if you're being serious or not, Uncle. When it comes to tea, I'm always serious. He slams his fist against the table. And he says, "Alright then, I will have a cup of tea." Good, good. Now let us talk. I can see something is troubling you. As well, Aaron grabs out a teapot and some his favourite tea leaves as he pours both of them a cup of tea. "So, speak your mind. What happened today?" As he starts saying, "Well, today was just normal like any other, really. Nothing eventful. Until that happened. And please, do tell me, what is that?" Well, I saw a student getting bullied. He was being picked on because he was quirkless and weak. I just couldn't stand the thought of somebody being picked on because they were weak. So, I took care of them. They challenged me to a fight first, so I wasn't exactly looking for one. But when I tried to offer him a hand to back up, he told me not to hurt him. He acted as if I was some sort of angry monster. Why? I was only just trying to help. As well, Ara just sits in silence for a bit and takes a sip of his tea. My nephew, you have a heart of gold, yet an expression cold as ice. People often don't understand you because you don't understand yourself. Look into your reflection of the tea. What do you see? A reminder of my failure. This damn scar. But what is it I keep saying about failure? That failure is life's greatest teacher. Seems that you weren't just ignoring me the whole time. I'm sorry, Uncle. What for? For always having to come to you with these things. Oh, nonsense. I love my nephew coming to have tea with me. It makes this old man feel happy. As, well, Izuku actually flashes a bit of a smile as, well, he says, "You're not old. You're just more experienced." I wouldn't go saying that, you give me a big head. But, to... But I'm just gonna be serious with you for a bit, Izuku. You must look within yourself to save yourself from only yourself. You fear your failures, you are reminded of them every day when you look in a mirror, look in your reflection. You say you only see that failure. Failure is only the opportunity to begin again, only this time more wisely. So, my lovely nephew, don't look at that failure as a burden. Make that scar yours. Make it a bright symbol that you will be doing better. Try and even though you do come off as cold, your actions speak louder than words. You helped that boy because he was weak and he was being beaten to the ground. Yet you gave him the help he needed. You never asked for it, and you never asked him if he needed it. Yet you just jumped in straight away. That shows that you're a kind boy, Izuku. A kind boy. As well, both of them finished their tea, and as Arya says, "Oh, my, would you look at the time? I'd best run along now. Otherwise, if your mother knew I was keeping you out this late, she'd kill me." As, well, he grabs his stuff and just looks, well, as he's heading out the store and just looks back. He said, "Thanks for the tea, Uncle." Anytime, boy, anytime. As, well, he starts heading home and he thinks about what he had talked about with Ara. As the next day the teacher was, well, the teacher was handing out forms. As he says, "Well, these are career pathway guidelines. Have them filled out by the end of the day." As everybody's just going, "Oh man." And he says, "I'm only just kidding." You just see the look on your faces. No, no, no. I know what you all want to become. You all want to become heroes. Isn't that right? As everybody starts getting very rowdy and excited. As he started handing out the sheets and everybody started, well, everybody started filling down the name of the high schools they wanted to go to. As he, as Deku just thought, "Alright then, I'll do it." He then, well, he then starts filling out a name, then going up to the teacher, and hands it to him. As the teacher says, "Oh, you're done already." As he looks at the name, and sees, "UA High. I know you're quite strong, but why do you want to go there?" He says, "I know people don't, well, I know people don't understand or know me. They think I'm angry all the time. They think I'm a withdrawn person. When, for most fact, they're right. They're right about everything. However, I don't want that to be the case. I want to become a hero so I can save people. That's why I chose UA. Not only to receive the training, but also go further beyond and find myself. And as the teacher says, sounds like you're giving a lot of thought. Well, from what you just told me, I can't say no. But make sure you consider all the options before choosing this one. But I'll pull it through now. Don't change your mind later, okay? Otherwise it'll be a bit too late. As Zuko nods his head, as some people heard him over talking to the teacher. As it's like, he wants to go to UA, but well, he's got the ability. You saw what he did to those bullies. As Izuku turned around and stared at them as they were just like, I'm sorry. As he tried to explain, I did not. I only did what I did to those bullies because he needed help. Well, they're just a bit too blindsided, as I said. Who needed help? The kid that was being bullied. I don't like hurting people. I can be a bit hot-headed, yes, as I've never been the one best at expressing my emotions. But I only did what was right. Nobody was going to stand up for him. Nobody was going to sympathize with him. And I knew what it was like to be weak and alone. So I wanted to reach a helping hand. As, well, they just sat there in silence and went back to what they were doing as Izuku sat down in his own seat, and the end of the day came around. As, well, he was walking out of his class and he had his bag and slung around his shoulder. So as well, I guess it's time to head back. I wonder how, maybe I might go see Arrow again. As he says, okay, better take that shortcut so I won't be home too late. And then, well, as he was about to leave the school grounds, somebody ran up behind him and says, excuse me. As he, well, Deku just turns around and says, oh, it's you. Yes, I don't know if you know my name, but my name's Takahata. I would just like to say thank you for yesterday. I'm sorry. I was just scared, and you kind of took down those bullies in one go, so, I just want to say I'm sorry. As, well, Izuku just smiles and just says, no, don't worry. It's okay. You didn't mean to do it on purpose, I understand. Well, thank you for, coming out to me. Just let me know if anything comes up again. As he walks away, as he's walking under a small little bridge, he's just walking along, and then a rattling started sounding as Izuku stopped for a second, saying, "What's that?" As well, the manhole cover started rising up, as Deku just saw this and jumped into a fighting stance. Huh. Well, aren't you quick to react, kid? As Deku just said, a villain. What is he doing here? He says, oh, let me tell you something, kid. I'm on the run currently. So, yeah, I got a deal for you. You let me use your body and I'll make it painless. Says it's not going to be that easy for you. As, well, the side villain tried to rush at him as he just starts saying, bending style, flame kick. As he twists his body into a roundhouse kick, shooting out a huge jet of flames as it scorched the villain as he says, "Ah! Wait, that didn't hurt as much as I thought it did. Oh, is that a puff of smoke? Come on, you gotta do better than that, kid." As, well, Deku's just saying, I'm only just getting warmed up, villain. As he started, well, he smashed his fists together and then started throwing a few boxing jabs. As he threw one towards the villain's eyes, that he burnt his eye and says, "Ah, you brat! I'll make you pay for that." As he whips his sludge across and smacks, well, Deku in the torso, sending him flying into a pole. As he's getting up, it's like, ah, damn it, that hurt. He's a bit too resistant to it, but I have to keep fighting. Yes. Then the sludge villain starts his assault again. Deku quickly jumps out the way, says, "I'm not going to be that easy to catch." As he starts throwing a few, well, spinning roundhouses as he sends more torrents of flame. As, well, the villain's getting hit by this and is getting singed a bit. However, as Deku's foot had touched the ground, he's trying to go back for another one. You notice that his foot felt heavier. As he looked down and saw the sludge villain's like, you ain't gonna get any more of those kicks off, kid. As, well, Deku's immediate reaction was to try and free himself. So he went to punch down using his arms. And to send a torrent of flame, burning the sludge and getting it off his leg. As he prepared to launch back for a punch, the slime villain whips against the palm of his hand, and then sticks his arm. "I got you now. Keep trying. It only makes it worse. Just do us both a favor and just give up. It's only a matter of time." As it's like, "I'm not gonna give up." As he reaches his other hand back, as he pulls it forward and with all the muster in his heart, shot out a giant fireball from his fist as it smacked the sludge villain right in the face, disorienting him. And it's like, my face! You! I'm gonna kill you! As then, as he says this, a man, laughing very loudly, says from behind both of them, "Ah, ah, 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 ah! I am here, so don't worry, young man." As he's like, "Ah, shit! No, it's All Might!" As he was trying to move out the way, but still a bit disoriented from the flame hitting him directly. He couldn't see him coming just in time to try to avoid the punch. As All Might landed a solid blow that sent him scattering across the street. As, well, Izuku was just shocked at how powerful he is. As All Might says, "Ah, young man, are you quite alright?" As Deku just says, uh, "Thank you, All Might. If it wasn't for you, I probably would have been toast there." "Ah, no, you look like you had this situation quite under control. You should be quite impressed. For someone your age taking on a villain head first is quite commendable." As Izuku just looks down at his feet and says, "No, I was far too weak. I froze up when it really mattered. I couldn't, I couldn't get away. He had me trapped and cornered. Hell, if he didn't come in, he wouldn't have let go. I would have been caught and, that would have been history." Young man, you're a bit too tough on yourself. Remember, you're only just a child. You're still discovering what makes you special. You're still trying to find a goal to work towards. So, remember this, if you're ever in trouble. Others rely on you, and you must rely on yourself. So don't think negative thoughts. Deku just nods and then says, "Oh yeah, try using that bottle over there to pick him up. I have to go because, I should probably go to the doctor's." "Are you sure you don't want me to call an ambulance for you?" He says, "No, my uncle's actually pretty good with this kind of stuff. He actually used to be a hero. Well, from what I've been told." "Oh? And what was your uncle's name?" "He must have been a great person if he has a nephew like you." As he says, I think he says his name used to be called the Dragon of the West. As all my jaw dropped. "Wait, your uncle's the Dragon of the West? That means your father's the Fire Lord." Uh, yeah, that's correct. Huh. Well, fun fact is I used to work with your uncle." "You did?" "This is back in his prime. He was one of the greatest heroes I've worked alongside, and one of the most outstanding men I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. Well, I hope he's alright these days. It seems that after that incident, he just never was himself. But from the way you sounded, he has been getting better. So, I'll just pass along a message. Say it's from All Might. Tell him that I see that what you have lost, you only gained something better." And Zuko was a bit puzzled by this question, as All Might had finished picking up the Switch villain and says, "Well, I must be off to hand this one to the police. So, if you wouldn't, if you wouldn't mind, I'll be going now." Says, "Alright, All Might. Thanks again." Ha ha ha. Ah ha 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 ha. "Ah, young man, it is always a pleasure." And he jumps away, as, Deku's just thinking, I need to get stronger. I need to get better. I need to be able to become better than I was before. Too weak in my current state. I must get better than him, to show him that it was his fault. As, well, he walks into the tea shop, as he says, "Uncle, are you there?" It says, "Ah, Izuku, back to visit me again." As he takes one quick glance and rushes over the side of the counter and's like, "What happened to you? Why are your clothes so torn?" And he says, "Don't tell me you got into a fight again." As, "No, it's not like elementary school. No, it was different this time." "What do you mean this time? What happened?" "Sorry, what happened? Explain to me clearly." "Well, you see, I was walking on the way back over to meet you, so I decided to take a shortcut so, I could stay for a bit longer but leave earlier. So I decided to take a shortcut that I had known. And, well, as I was crossing under a bridge section, a villain came out of nowhere and attacked me. But at least, you got a few buffs and bruises, but I'm still quite happy that you're safe. Oh, Lord knows I couldn't lose another one." As he's, well, Deku just says, "Thank you, Uncle, for worrying about me." And but then Zuko, Deku decides to break it up by saying, "Well, you would not believe who I ran into." What, the villain you just told me? No, no, no. I met All Might. Oh, and how is Toshinori doing? Toshinori? Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't think you know. All Might's actual name is Toshinori. See, we go way back. It says, yeah, back when he used to be a hero, correct? Did he tell you? Yeah, well, he asked me well, who the uncle was that seemed to lead me on a good path. I was talking about you, and he said that he used to be quite a close friend to you, and he told me to say something, well, to you. He says, what does he say? He said, it seems that what you've lost, you've only gained something better. As a single tear falls down Arrow's face as he says, well, I might have to. Sorry, I don't want you to see me upset like this. Are you alright, Uncle? No, it's just, he was always cut to the chase. And he was right. I did gain something much better. But other than that, let me get you cleaned up. As well, during this they were talking amongst each other as he kept saying, so, did you end up deciding where you were going to go? Yes, I'm going to go to UA. Are you sure it's what you want? Yes, I want to become, I want to become a hero that saves people. A hero that you can be proud of, Uncle. And someone that can pass past him. And show him what the mistake he made and how big it truly was. Is, well, I do appreciate your, you wanting to make me proud. I'm always going to be proud of you no matter what you choose. But, wise words. Pride is not the opposite of shame, but its source. True humility is the antidote for shame. You might still feel shame for losing to your father, for having that burn on your face. However, you must learn to accept it. You don't become stronger because of him. You grow stronger for yourself, for your own freedom. It says, I will, Uncle. As, 10 months go by, as Ara had suggested that he'll train Izuku. As, he asked why. It's like, well, your uncle here used to be a hero, so why don't I train you? After all, I know most of my, most of my powers were long range, so I had to make up that gap by learning martial arts. And that time I spent healing taught me a new way of fighting. Says, and he's asked, well, what is this new way of fighting? I learned it up in the mountains, in the Himalayas. I learned the basics of it. Then I was asked to go to Indonesia, and right as I was facing down the fiery volcano, the locals taught me a way to dance along with the waves of the heat. As they said, it was a thing that they passed down between generations, but seeing as it was now no longer needed, they taught it to whoever was willing to learn. I was their last student. but I want to impart this knowledge onto you. This style is called the Dancing Dragon. The Dancing Dragon. The best way I can summarize it, young nephew, is it is a mix of martial arts and dancing. You find peace through movement and express yourself through their actions, while also using your flames to simulate those of a roaring dragon, who twist and turn throughout the sky like they used to do back in the ancient days before the deities decided to hide themselves away. Fire originated from them, so we learn their movements to replicate the use of fire. And those dancing flames that you see on a campfire represents them dancing to the sky. So he spends the next 10 months teaching Zuko how to use this new style of combat. Zuko was always using his own made up fighting style that consisted of boxer jabs and just kicks as such, never focusing on a way of fighting. So, over the next 10 months, they were training vigorously as not only was Izuku getting into shape, but so was Iroh as well. As well, on about a month before, he says, "Now rest, young Izuku. I have no more to teach you. Not yet, anyway." As he says, "Why, Uncle? We still got a month ahead of us." He says, "Rest. Let your body rest." But we do rest in between our sparring sessions and, our training. He says, "You do not get it. Your mind needs to be at rest. You have too much pent-up emotions. Look inside yourself and figure out a goal. And once you can do that, I'll be happy to teach you more. However, I also need to do something as well. So, come back to me when you can find the answer to the question." Izuku is, a bit frustrated by this, but still went to go sit down and rest, as well as use his time to study as well. Seeing as he was always quite secluded and shy, he took his time studying as well. So, studying came to him easily. As Aro made a call, as he was sipping his tea as the phone was ringing and it picks up. "Oh, well, if it isn't the Dragon of the West. It's been such a long time. How may I help you?" "Ah, yes. It's been a while, old friend. Could I make is that job still open?" "Why, yes, it is. So, how do you want to accept my offer?" "Yes, I'll accept your offer." Good. Preparations will be made." As Aaron hangs up the phone and just starts going back sipping into his tea. Izuku walks along and sits beside him. He's like, "Who was that?" "Oh, that was just an old friend of mine." "An old friend? Do I know him?" "Oh, no, no, no. He's not really talked about anymore. He's more settled down to thinking about things day by day. But anyway, how is your progress coming along?" "Well, I can find time to relax my body and my mind. However, I still have not found an answer to that question. That's what's truly been plaguing me. No matter how hard I try and think, it never pops out to me. I try so hard to figure out what I want." Sometimes we are all lost in our own minds. We don't know what we want. We only know what we get told to do. And those teachings often tell us what is right to want and what is not. I remember getting told that at a young age and not understanding anything. I went forward with society. I became a hero like everybody aspired to be. I experienced it. I enjoyed it. However, I doing that, it never fulfilled me in the sense. But then I met the love of my life. I love I love him dearly. When I was working as a hero, I had a family, still there, supporting me day by day. And that's what truly got me through all of it. I found my reason for living, for becoming who I am. As he sits down as he sips more of his tea. However, you you know why you don't see your nephew anymore. Yes, it's been half a year since I visited his grave. Hmm. Yes, as I found my way, I had found my calling. Just as quickly as I had found it, I soon had lost it. However, there's one thing that had taught me. You must never into despair. You allow yourself to slip down that road and surrender to your lowest instincts. I was upset, I was broken. However, I ventured forth because I didn't want their deaths to be in vain, for me to waste away and eventually join them with regret. So, I stopped being a hero, and I went to find enlightenment. Then, I met you. I had met you when you were born, and saw you through your childhood from what your mother would send me. However, when I saw the proud man you have become, I was happy that there was at least somebody that in this family who could find happiness. And that's why I'm trying to help you to re-find your own peace, to find that happiness once again. As well, Izuku starts crying. It's like, I'm sorry to trouble you, uncle. No, you never troubled me one bit. In fact, you gave this man the heart to, well, continue doing what he needs to do. As, well, after the next month, Zuko still didn't have an answer to his question. However, he had still become more fluid with his movements and expert in his crafts. As he, goes to the entrance exam, as he just walks by, goes into the building as normal, and then gets seated as he listens to the whole explanation about the robots and how the tests are going to go. They'll be sectioned off into groups, then, well, from there on it'll be up to them to work on what they will make of themselves. Then it was time for them to start. As, well, Deku, since he was very proficient in his studies, he aced the tests. He didn't get a perfect score, however, he was at least in the top 3 students. This was quite remarkable, especially for the UA standard. Then came well, then it's time for the practical tests. As he starts, getting ready, as he, starts, loosening himself up a bit, stretching, and just getting ready. As well, Professor Marcus is explaining the rules and then calls out, "Alright, everybody, 3, 2, 1, go!" As everybody starts rushing out the gates, and well, Deku uses a form of fire bending in his feet to propel himself forward. As he starts running, well, running extremely fast, overtaking all the competitors except for one, a boy with engines on his legs, who was just barely in front of him, however, yet still gaining more speed the more he runs. So Deku decides to kick up the juice a bit and encounters the first horde of robots. And then he gets ready to encounter them as they start rushing at him to attack. So what does he do? He gets ready, gets in a stance, as he says, "Firebending style, dance of the dragon." As he starts twisting and turning between all the robots, doing so, he gestures his hands to be like a blade of sorts, cutting through the robots using the flames, and as they start melting at the seams. As he cut 3 down effortlessly, as he starts rushing forward to about another group of them, as he jumps up on one and delivers a furious axe kick to its head, as the flames engulf its body, causing it to explode. And Deku, using his using that opportunity of the explosion, redirects it using the firebending and sends all the concussive force back at the robot behind it, causing that robot to then explode, as he throws a fiery jab at the robot in front of him. It wasn't quite enough to destroy it, however, its guard was down, allowing himself to use a roundhouse kick to send it flying into the other one. As people were just sheerly amazed at his his martial arts style. He looked like a pro, as they did not realize, and neither did he, but the level he was on was quite amazing, as he was trained by the Dragon of the West, who was revered to be one of the greatest martial artists of his time. He didn't know it yet, but he was holding some quite the good moves and potential. So this whole thing continues for a while until there's a rumble, and he feels it in his feet and in his core. He was just feeling, this doesn't feel too good. What's going on? As he looks around and runs to see the 0-point robot heading towards him. Says, "I can't take that thing on. It's a bit too much even for me. Well, I guess I'll just run back to the start. I got plenty of points." He starts running back and then he hears a scream. As somebody's crying out for help. He says, "Someone, please, help me. I'm trapped. I can't get out." He looks to see a girl trapped under rubble, and says, "Damn it, do I have enough time to save her? What can I do?" As words ring out in his head of Uncle Ira. Sometimes the best way to solve your own problems is to help someone else. Says, "I have to be a hero. I have to save her." As he starts running forward, jumping up in the air, using the fire below his feet to propel him forward. As you started getting on top of the building, he starts dashing at the robot. Says, "I don't know if this is gonna work, but roaring dragon style. Inferno, blaze kick." as he starts circling around in the air using his fire to start spinning him even faster and faster as the flames start gathering around his leg as he looks like a spinning top with a ring of fire encircling him. As he's spinning so fast at this point that he can barely see anything at all. However, he just needs to know. I need to go faster. I need to get this thing to knock off its course, otherwise she's done for. So he starts adding a bit more juice. He uses one of his arms to propel himself even faster. As at this point, you can't even tell how fast he's spinning. You can just see a bright orange and red ring surrounding a humanoid shape. As he comes up to the robot, kicks it in the side of the head, knocking it off balance. However, his foot was extremely injured. Ah, shit! It's broken. It hurts, but I can't stop now. As he lands on his face as he starts. He lies his back against the faceplate and says, "Come on!" As he puts his two arms forward out, shooting a giant flame jets out in front of him. He says, "Come on, tip over, tip over!" As he's trying and trying, as it starts slowly budging over. He says, "Yes, come on." All right, now one last go. As he punches his arm forward, sending another huge torrent of flames forward as the robot starts falling onto its back as he jumps off. Using only one leg caused him to stumble as he fell and was unable to regain his bearings. He starts falling. Says, "Oh shit, I can't stop." As he felt a sudden slap against his face, he starts floating in midair. Says, my face. Starts looking and sees that it's the girl that was trapped under the rubble. She had stopped him from falling. She said, "Sorry, I had to slap you, but it was the only way I could stop you from, breaking your neck on the fall." She said, "No, it's alright. Are you alright?" As, Deku tries to get up, forgetting about his leg, as he puts his weight on it as he falls over and says, "Ah, shit! Ah, that hurts." She says, "Are you alright?" "I broke my leg." It's like, "Oh no, what are we gonna do?" As President Mike then calls out, well, looks like the time is up. Everybody please return to the start. As, then a huge buzzer goes off after that message. Then, the boy, Izuku was, trying to keep the weight off his leg while also trying to get over to Uraraka as she would say, "Stop, just stay there. I'm fine. I got zero gravity. I can get this stuff off me. But your leg, that's a different matter." As a little old lady starts walking over towards them. Says, my, young man. Well, that was quite impressive what you did. It was quite reckless as well. Look at you. You've got a broken leg. From what I saw out there, your legs are vital. It's quite dangerous of you. But it's good to see that you're unharmed. Well, mostly. As she kisses him on the cheek as his leg starts regenerating. As Zuko holds his face, he's like, what? And says, "Don't worry, I'm just healing you. Look at your leg." As his leg's fully healed as he moves it around, it's like, it's not broken. My name's Recovery Girl, after all. Why would you why would you be hurt after I healed you? My, you've got a lot of energy in you. After all that fighting, you're still not tired. Well, kids these days. as Zuko gets up and says, thank you. Says, no worry, young man. Don't you worry about it. Here, have a candy. As she hands one to Izuku, as well, he starts bowing and then says thank you to Uraka as she says thanks again to him for saving her life. He then goes on. He then goes on to walk out the gates of the school after he completed the test. There's two figures in the room that were not observable to the rest of the people. The teacher's lounge. Two of the figures were talking. Says, "I told you it was quite remarkable." Indeed you are, old friend. Indeed he is. You're quite right. As this is where I'm going to leave off part 2 to What If Deku was the reincarnation of Zuko. I hope you all like this part, and I'm sorry if I dragged a bit too much of the exposition, but it was Uncle Iroh, so I had to do injustice as much as I could. And we're off to Passing Say. But anyway, I hope you all loved this part, and, well, if there isn't any more controversy over it. But anyway, I've been the King of Underworld, and you guys have a good one.